Good morning, world. I am Judy, your web-based therapist, making therapy accessible and convenient for our clients in Florida and New York, and of course, sharing information worldwide. Today, I want to take a moment and talk about 5 tips for reducing financial stress because it's very easy for people to say, hey, don't stress about it. Don't let it stress you. Like you woke up that day and decided, hey, I feel like stressing about this. The concept of not stressing is not novel. It's just that sometimes the situation is stressful and we don't know how to not stress about it. So today we're talking about 5 tips for helping reduce that stress. But before I get into it, I want to take a quick moment and say if you are subscribed, thank you so much for being a part of our awesome world. If you're not yet subscribed, please take a moment and click the subscribe button below so you can join all this awesomeness. And remember to tick the bell so you are notified when I post new videos so you don't miss anything. And of course, if you'd like to purchase 1 or 3 of my books, also a link below that will take you to a site that shows you all your different options where you could get 1 or 3 of my books. Okay, let's get back to it. First, have a financial plan. A plan gives you some type of a guideline. A plan gives you a roadmap. And of course, a plan gives you a picture. When you have a plan, it's easier to know what's happening, to be able to see what things look like, where you have enough, where you don't have enough, where you can adjust, where things need to be adjusted. And it helps having a plan can help relieve the stress. Because sometimes we think what we think of our situation is not necessarily what it really is. Sometimes we think that things are way worse than they are, but sometimes when you have a financial plan, it's easier to see that, hey, you know what, things are not as bad as I may think. Or maybe things are hard, but this is my plan, this is my framework, this is what I'm going to do to improve things. When you have a roadmap, when you have a plan, it can be very helpful. It can help in reducing the stress that you may experience about finances. So make sure you have a plan. That's more than just, hey, this is an outline of these are my bills, this is my income. But hey, these are my bills, this is my income, these are opportunities, these are liabilities. All these things can be included in your plan. And of course, your plan can also include how you will adjust your budget, what things you can do to increase your income, what things you can do to, to reduce your expenses. All those things can be included in your plan. So make sure that you have a plan because a plan can help reduce the stress that you're experiencing. 2, acknowledge your feelings about your finances. A lot of times we harbor these feelings, we have these emotions, but we don't address them. It can be so much harder, so much more stressful to focus on avoiding or pretending and ignoring these emotions that we have than it would be to address them. And just because you're pretending that you don't feel something or that an emotion is not there does not mean that you're not impacted by it. So take the time and acknowledge your emotion, your feelings about your finances. If it is stressing you, acknowledge that. If it's depressing you, acknowledge that. Whatever it is that your finances are making you feel, take the time to acknowledge that, because once you've acknowledged the monster, then you can deal with it. Then you can address it. Then you can get rid of it. But if you're too busy pretending or denying that the monster is there, then you're not able to do anything about it because you're too busy pretending it's not there. So acknowledge your feelings. It doesn't mean that acknowledging your feelings doesn't mean that you're going to sit and wallow in it. It means that you're going to acknowledge and accept that it is there, because when you acknowledge and accept that it is there, you're in a better position to deal with it. You're in a better position to address it. You're in a better position to do something about it and get rid of that feeling, if it is a feeling that you don't like. 3, take time to learn about and understand money. This is not something that we were taught in school. This is not something that many of us were taught at home. Most of us grew up in families where we did not discuss finances. Most of us became adults at a time when we didn't understand what money was or what finances were. But we just got thrown into it. It's like, hey, yeah, now you're an adult here. Take the time and get to understand money, get to understand finances. Because when you understand it, when you have a better grasp on it, you are in a better position to deal with it. You're in a better position to manage it. And you're in a better position to control it and do something in, whatever it is that your financial situation may require. Being able to know and understand finances and understanding money places you in a better position to tackle all those. And you will do this by doing little things like getting to read up on certain financial reports, asking questions, go online and ask a search engine, ask a library search thing a question, and find the resources that are available, because there are resources available to help to help us understand these things. 4, have a strategy for dealing with pressure or impulse spending, because those things are there, they happen, and not having a strategy can place you in a situation where you don't know what to do and you just respond to the situation. But having strategies such as an if-then plan, where if this happens, then I will do that. If I'm out with my friends and they want to go to this expensive restaurant, then I will do this instead of spending money that I'm not that's not budgeted. Having if-then plans can help you be prepared for those kind of unforeseen, predictable situations. Making sure that you have plans for addressing impulse spending when you find yourself at that checkout aisle and then you see all these things you want. What will you do? If-then plans can help prepare you for, hey, this is how I will address it. Finally, do not claim or identify with a negative financial situation. Your finances are temporary. Your financial situation is temporary. Whatever is happening with you financially right now is something that can be changed at any moment based on a few or whatever the actions required will be. Do not identify, do not claim it, because when you identify with it, when you start claiming it, then it starts becoming who you are and you start responding emotionally to that negative state. Don't claim it. Your finances are what's happening right now. They are where you are at the moment, but they don't necessarily have to be. They are not who you are, and they don't necessarily have to be where you are, not next month or even next year. So do not claim it. Do not identify with it. Quick recap. 1, have a financial plan, because having a roadmap, having a picture helps you see what's happening and give you a better understanding of your finances. 2, acknowledge your feelings about your financial situation, because it's easier to deal with whatever you're feeling about it when you are acknowledging it than when you're pretending it's not there. 3, take time to understand and learn about money, because you're in a better position to manage and deal with money when you understand and acknowledge and know money. 4, have strategies to deal with impulse or pressure spending. An if-then plan is usually a good plan to have, because you know you can prepare for those unpredictable situations. And finally, do not identify with or claim any negative financial situation, because that just adds to the negativity that you're feeling. And of course, finances and financial situations are temporary. Just because things are not where you want them to be right now does not mean that they're not going to be better later. As always, if you or someone you know happens to be dealing with something that's more than you can handle, please remember that there are professionals like myself who are available, able, and willing to help, and are even providing remote services who can assist with whatever you may have going on. So please figure out who those people are in your community so that if you need them, you can reach out and get the help that you need. And that is all we have for today. Good morning, world. Have an awesome day.